Studies predict that 75% of Americans will be overweight or obese by the year 2020. With that, 1 in 4 Americans currently suffer from a mental disorder, usually depression, which is the leading cause of disability in North America. Could there be a correlation? I have had the opportunity to travel to many different countries in my life. I've compared the physical and emotional state of United States citizens with those in other parts of the world, and it's apparent that we as a nation have settled into a low exercise, high calorie lifestyle that has quite literally made us sick. Through further research, I have found that I'm not close to the only one who has made these same observations. Luckily, there is a cure. There is one ingredient that can remedy both our poor physical and emotional health. Regular exercise is what we need. It's mostly common knowledge that exercise benefits the body physically and even mentally, but as college students, it is motivating to also learn that exercise can contribute to less anxiety, more energy, and believe it or not, better grades. My intent is to convey the physical benefits of exercise, the lesser known emotional and mental benefits of exercise, and also how the benefits outweigh the few possible setbacks of making regular exercise part of our life. Now first, the physical benefits of exercise. Number 1, it gives us more energy. When I was younger, I always used to attend a festival called Spud Day. Now many of us are from the southeast Idaho area or have been here long enough that we are familiar with this little Shelley, Idaho tradition. But there was a game that I would love to play, and it was very difficult but very fun. Now as a child, we had baskets of potatoes, and we'd have to fill these baskets and these bags of potatoes and then carry the bags of potatoes across the field, and it was a race between other children that were playing this game. And I remember at this very young age how heavy that bag was. It was about 20 pounds. And I think about that often as I am trying to keep my weight under control, how heavy that was, just 20 extra pounds. Thinking about the physical state of most of the Americans, the average person is overweight, and just thinking about that extra 20 pounds really makes a difference. When our bodies don't have to carry around so much excess weight, our body can then use that energy towards performing other functions, like keeping up with the daily grind of life. When we exercise regularly, our body also sleeps better at night. Something that I, as a new mother, really appreciate is my sleep at night. And as we all know, we have way more energy after a great night's sleep than when we've been tossing and turning or rocking a screaming baby all night long. Another thing that we can do, one of the benefits of physical exercise, is that we can eat more of the foods that we enjoy. Don't we all enjoy eating our favorite meal, or better yet, our favorite dessert? Although we know that one way to lose weight is to lessen our intake of calories, I personally believe that good tasting food was put on this earth for our benefit. By making vigorous exercise a regular part of our schedules, we don't have to feel remorse eating the foods that we love from time to time. There are so many mental benefits of exercise that are not very well known. One of them is overcoming depression. Now, America is one of the most depressed nations out of all of the developing nations in the world. America's health and productivity is significantly affected by depression. Did you know that depression is a chronic illness? And it affects more than 21 million Americans per year. As I mentioned before, it's the leading cause of disability in the United States. That's for individuals ages 15 to 44. The United States has been ranked one of the most depressed out of all of the nations of the earth, and according to a study conducted by the Mental Health America, The state of Utah ranks number 1 as the most depressed state in the union. That study was based on depression levels and suicide rates in all 50 states. That may be surprising to many of you, but as we think about the reason why we are depressed, it makes a lot of sense. Researchers at Duke University studied people suffering from depression for 4 months and found that 60% of the participants who exercised for 30 minutes 3 times a week overcame their depression without using antidepressant medication. That's a phenomenal news for those who are depressed. They can just exercise and they don't necessarily have to take their those medications. Another wonderful benefit of exercise is that even we that are healthy can have mental benefits of exercising regularly. We don't have to be clinically depressed to mentally benefit from exercise. One study found that short workouts of 8 minutes in length could help lower sadness, tension, and anger, along with improving resistance to disease in healthy people. Many people exercise to boost confidence, along with reducing anxiety and stress, all of which contribute to psychological health and well-being. So, exercise can be viewed as preventative or wellness activity that may actually help prevent physical and emotional conditions. By the way, even short bursts of activity help individuals feel better, which means that you don't have to spend hours at the gym to gain real mental health benefits. My favorite mental benefit of exercise is better grades, as I mentioned before. Researchers at Saginaw State University in Michigan tracked the grades and exercise habits of 266 undergraduates. They found that students who regularly participated in vigorous physical activity had higher GPAs. This raised the question, so does physical exercise really boost grades, or are students that get good grades just naturally more prone to be physically active? This was what the study concluded. The researchers controlled a number of factors that might influence grade point average, like gender, study time, and participation in college sports. They even controlled for area of study, noting that kinesiology majors, for instance, might be more likely to exercise than a student studying another subject. After controlling for such variables, the findings still showed that exercise made a sizable difference in students' GPA. On a 4.0 grade scale, students who exercised vigorously 7 days a week had GPAs that were on average 0.4 points higher than those who didn't exercise. So, want to add 0.4 points to your GPA? Then exercise regularly and you'll be on the right track. Now, there are a few setbacks of exercise. After hearing all of these benefits, we may ask ourselves, what are the setbacks? Number 1 is making time. Many of us are really busy. It seems like a bother to dress down for a workout and then add in time it takes to get cleaned up afterwards, because, let's be honest, nobody wants to smell like sweat all day. So many of us rationalize that it's just not worth the time and effort, or we procrastinate so often that exercise takes a permanent place at the bottom of our to-do list. Sometimes it's even an emotional blow to our morale when we lose a game or fail to excel in a sport. Not everyone has been born with superior athletic capabilities and excels in every sport they play. In fact, very few of us do. That's why professional athletes are paid so much money, because they're a genetic anomaly. They're gifted and unique. It can be disheartening that even after loads of training and physical exertion, many of us may never qualify to be MVP. This is what happened to me. Growing up, I never did many sport-related activities. I was more involved in the arts and music, which I always excelled at. However, in high school, I joined the women's soccer team. I wasn't horrible, so I was able to stay on the team all 4 years. But even after training my hardest and exerting all of my best effort, both during practices and during my own time in the gym, I never qualified for first string. It was really disheartening seeing lower classmen being placed on the field in my position game after game. However, I still loved to play because I felt physically strong and emotionally secure knowing that I was part of a team. Exercise can sometimes cause physical discomfort or injury too, as we all well know if we've been to the gym and it worked out really hard. As the muscles break down from strain during exercise, the pain may be intense, especially the day after a vigorous workout. However, as the body repairs the damage, it creates stronger muscle systems, and if the workout is maintained, the pain decreases in severity and longevity. Not to mention, your body is physically more attractive as a result. Even though the picture of the year 2020 being filled with fat and depressed people is an ugly thought, those predictions don't have to come true. Our mindset that exercise is drudgery doesn't have to continue. One way to stay motivated while we're running that treadmill is thinking about that academic scholarship we can get with a 0.4 GPA boost. That, along with several other physical and mental benefits of exercise, are enough to get us off the couch. So let's make vigorous exercise a regular part of our schedules. Let's stop making excuses, stand up, pull on our tennis shoes, and heal ourselves. Thank you very much.